minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Dobbers the Silent King, where we're going into a weird hand thing, and we won't die, probably. Also, I hear that Chris is going to sing us a song. Just putting that out there. Yeah, we are here with our full cast and crew. We have Keith, aka Material Components. We have Mac from Mac the Meeple. We have Chris, aka the Charity Board Gamer. And of course, we have Daryl, who is the creator of this wonderful world we're playing in. Also, can we get a quick round of applause, shout outs in chat, all that kind of thing. Chris just raised $2,000. Not just him. Chris and his team raised $2,000 for Extra Life Charity this past weekend. So that's pretty gosh darn amazing. He also took a pie to the face by an adorable little girl, which is just as amazing to me. To watch him get pied in the face was pretty fun. That being said, if you guys want to support this wonderful cast, you can do so by checking that bar in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Every dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful players, and as soon as that bar fills, Daryl gets to do whatever the hell he wants to us. And if you want to support the channel, check us out on Patreon and join the conversation over in our Discord. That being said, I will turn things over to Daryl to take us into the world of the Dobbers.
And just to clarify, that bar is the corruption bar.
It is.
If the corruption gets filled with money, but it gets filled, then corruption is probably the result. Anyway, but we are actually going to start tonight with a recap from last episode. I believe it is Siggy, a.k.a. Mac to the Meeple, a.k.a. Meeple Street. I believe it is her turn to fill us in on what has been going on in the world of the Silent King. Your mic.
Dear Amarak, we woke up about 3 fortnights ago in a dungeon because of Kaddish, because he can't talk to people. We have been taken prisoner by these weird Dobbers with really big ears, and we found a goblin down there, and apparently in this world, goblins are better than Dobbers. I know. Hard to believe. Well, with the help of our dear friend Globrick, we were able to escape the dungeon quietly until, of course, Kaddish stepped on some pots and alerted the entire castle by blowing a horn to our presence. Not to worry, though, as I was able to talk us out of the guards and walk out as a free woman because of your training. Once we walked out of the giant castle that was shaped like a labyrinth, I might add, we went to the biggest river I have ever seen in my life. It was huge. And we got on a giant canoe. It needed so many goblins to row it. It even had a bottom. So they pulled out these oars, and we convinced our new goblin friend to take us to the Death Hand. So we spent a couple of days with Bowie singing for days to go to a beautiful hand. And now, as I write this, I want you to know that the goblin says that this is a death hand and that we're probably all going to die. So I hand him this letter in hopes that if I die, you will somehow get this and forgive me and tell the king of my great deeds and my building of relationships between the Dobbers and the Fennec.
Great. All right. That was super. And my ability to build relationships. So, she is correct. Those are the things that happened, and you guys are on Whisperwind, captained by Zerd, the goblin, and his small crew. This is a very unusual circumstance for you. You've been on water now for multiple days. You're underground. There's wind. There's stars that move across the sky, but they move way faster than the stars you're used to move. And that's kind of your circumstance. So let's begin. Your time at sea has not been smooth these last 3 days. The constant sway of the boat has tested your constitution. As each wave rolls past, you felt your stomach lurch and you hoped it was the last. But alas, it was not. You spent as much time below deck as you could, hoping sleep would stay the urge to purge. When on top deck, the biting of the cold wind seemed to seep into your very soul. This wind is not like the wind you know from the Alwaysgreen Forest. It's damp and cold. It is dead and lifeless. Zerd and his crew did their best to accommodate you, but you quickly noticed many of the crew were not excited to have you aboard. At least twice, you could tell, Gorm, the chef, tried to skimp on your portions in the gruel line. Zerd, however, continued to placate himself to you, the ones who aided in his escape. On the third day, the crow shouts, "Hand of Doom approaches, Captain! Starboard bow!" You see thorns raise from the choppy water. Silhouettes. Black claws atop a mound of indistinct debris. 4 of them are there, 3 fingers and a thumb, clawing, gripping, grasping at what you don't know. Suspended by an invisible thread in the middle of these fingers above the palm is a lantern with bright blue flame. From each finger, a long, ominous shadow ripples on the water. The Hand of Doom, Zerd states, and he points. Each shadow brings its own kind of terror, they say. It was formed by some great magic of a former king. They say it was the first light here in Jordiska. Some say that's why they call captains of ships here in the Zwartnera first light. Zerd pleads, I implore you, do not go to the Hand. You may have survived a few Inkari back there, but you will not here. They will overrun you. They will leave you empty husks, left atop the bones of each who has tried before you. Lightning strikes in the distance from where you do not know, but across the Hand, revealing the silhouette of a large ship that looks like a tooth jutting out of the water, opposite your position from the Hand. And I turn it over to you.
So we just go in?
Don't go, Zerd says. And did I see that across the way? Is there that's Blacktooth. We don't want any part of that. So
what's a Blacktooth?
Really, you guys really aren't from around here, I guess.
No, we keep saying, we literally have said that every time you asked.
I don't know where else you'd be from, though.
The surface.
This is the land. This is the earth.
Yeah, you're under it.
This is Jordiska.
Yes, you're in it. And we're on it.
We live above your stars.
You live above the stars.
Yeah. No, we live above your stars.
Even Tori. And he points up and you vaguely think he's pointing towards a specific
I don't know what that means. Yeah, we live above your stars. We have our own stars up there. They're different.
We came down a staircase.
I've brought you to the Hand. This is the Hand. This is where you asked to go. I wish to go to Underkeep.
How do we get on the Hand? Also, when we're done, once we save the day, how do we get back to off the Hand?
That's a problem then. So if you go to the Hand, you'll die.
Right.
If you stay here and we don't move, and he points across the way to where you saw the shadow of the ship.
Yeah.
We all die.
Oh.
So I will give you a rowboat and you can die by yourself, or you can go with me and we will flee.
Oh.
I guess we're going to have to die by ourselves.
Yeah.
This seems like a terrible plan.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Glabrick. I'm very, very concerned. The whole dying part isn't really what I was hoping for.
You asked to come here.
Listen, have either of you died so far?
He has a solid point for once.
I did think that one time that I drank that sour potion that I had died, but in fact it was just a strange trip.
You made that.
Yes, but
You had your wisdom sucked from you.
Have I let anything kill you yet?
no. I suppose you're right.
Thank you.
That's a big yet. I don't know how I feel about this whole yet part.
Well, then you protect
I-
yourself.
First mate, lower a boat.
Thanks.
And you see a goblin run over, and there's a boat kind of in the center of the main deck, and he's pulling it towards the edge and ties it off, and they're working to shove it over the bow. This will be your boat, and it'll be the end of you. But
Okay.
I tell you, don't touch the shadows.
Now, I have a question. If this is a rowboat and we leave out of the hand when we're done saving the world, and then we get in the rowboat, where should we row?
In a boat, a rowboat, you'll be at sea a week before you get anywhere, and that's if you don't. There's no storms or.
Okay, but if we don't row
Black Tooth
anywhere,
doesn't come find you.
if we don't row anywhere, then we don't go anywhere.
Go west.
Do you have a
West
compass?
is probably closer than east. You'll starve if you go east.
Do you have a compass?
I have my compass. Yes.
Could I borrow that?
Are you taking it with you?
I'll leave it in the rowboat.
No.
Oh.
No. I will keep it. I
don't know how to
think you
tell what's
understand.
west down here.
Which of your stars points to the west, friend Zerd?
Well, in summer times, Tori mostly goes towards the north. In the winter, it mostly goes to the south. And so if you were to position yourself perpendicular to Tori, and if it's summer or winter, you should be able to know which is east and west. It's a good question, Dalbrick. You're practically one of us.
No, which is this Tory? Is it this one? This one there?
What are you pointing to?
Just at a star. I don't know.
At a star, yeah. Okay, well, there's most of the stars up above, like I described last time, which I didn't realize was probably just an incidental point that you may not have grasped, are kind of oblong shaped. And if you just sit real still and watch, they actually do kind of move along the sky. And there's most of them are kind of a pale yellowish color, but there's a couple that are orange, and there's one that's like bright pink. And that is Tori. After back and forth with him, you find that Tori is the bright pink one.
I don't want to cause an issue here, but you said if it's winter, it's this, and if it's summer, it's this. What is it? Is it winter or summer? What season is it? You don't have any trees. I can't tell.
Yeah. Well, look, Tori's over there.
That didn't help at all.
It's north. It's
it's-
almost winter. This is the pre-winter, whatever you guys call it. You say there's something up above. Well, whatever you call it up there. Here it is. Approaching winter.
I don't think it's winter up there.
Good. Please,
Well, it was fall.
be so
was it
kind
fall?
as to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the cider fest.
Oh, that's right.
So could you please just let us borrow the compass? And once we've completed our quest, we'll bring it back to you. I promise.
On our rowboat.
I need the compass so I can get to under keep. I use it. It's part of my thing. I'm the captain of my ship.
That's selfish.
I brought you here at your request and at my own peril. And he again points to where Blacktooth was.
And you're welcome for getting out of the cage.
Yes, I'm welcome.
You are.
I would have eventually escaped. And I appreciate that you got me out earlier. And I've made this all very clear. But now
Fine.
you're pushing your stay. So are you coming with me or getting in that boat that, again, I'm giving to you without you expecting it to be returned?
Oh, but we're going to return it.
Are very gracious of your boat, and I'm sorry for caddishness. So we will get your boat.
I didn't even do anything.
It's always you, man. Always you. Get in the boat.
It was Bowie.
Well, you're very reasonable,
Yes.
shiny dauber.
Friend Zerd, you have been too kind by half, my friend. Like you and your staff, beer or wine?
We'd like beer, of course. Or whiskey. Or, whatever.
Then I gift to you
Higher the proof, the
Globrekberg's
better.
unique draught of ale.
And I infuse my a jug of theirs with alchemy jug and speak beer. So it produces 4 gallons of beer before it runs out.
Ah, thank you. Thanks. That's nice. He sniffs it. Very good. Well, for you then, and he tosses a bag into the boat that's now in the water at the bottom. Skaggith. That's funny because we have Skagerrak. Anyway, but anyway, so the rowboat's down in the water. He tosses a bag in there. Some rations and a water. You'll need it. You don't want to drink the water we float in.
What happens if you do?
No, it's just nasty.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and you die.
Oh,
But go. Have a good day. Good luck.
bury the lead on that one. Caddish lowers himself into the boat.
There you go. You are in the boat. Anybody else coming along?
I'm gonna go ahead. Make sure he doesn't get killed.
How?
You see the ship again. It seems maybe a little closer.
We obviously need the strongest Dobber in the boat to protect from these pirates.
Mm-hmm. Now you get it.
Why does Globrekberg sense that this might be his doom?
It's the hand of doom,
All right.
so that's just selfish. You can't have everything.
Bombs.
That's where I heard it first. The hand of doom.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to steal Doom from the hand? Because I think it's claimed it first.
Just trying to sell it back to it.
Selling
All
doom
right.
to the hand of doom.
So you guys are now in a rowboat. This is everything a rowboat should be. It's flat. It's oblong, kind of football shaped, and there are 2 oars. What are you going to do?
What is this football?
Row it.
Okay.
You see the blue glowing lantern that seems to float suspended by nothing in the middle of these 4 fingers.
Is there like is this just like a hand, like if the palm near the water? Is it like reaching up? Like how are we talking here?
Yeah, so
Hand-wise.
you see fingers coming out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the full shape, so it doesn't really look like the palm is visible,
Sure.
but there is a mound. visible.
Okay.
So it's like the fingers are around a bit of a mound.
Oh.
And again, and I know this has been a little bit of a side note, but Dobbers have 3 fingers and a thumb. They don't have 5, so it's 4. Anyway.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Then we rowed towards the mound. If we can see that floating, et cetera, et
Yes.
cetera.
Yeah. You see the mound, but it's close. You know, like your understanding of the spatial size there is it's probably 20 feet from the furthest 2 fingers.
Yeah. So we can easily
there's,
fit a
you
rowboat
know.
in between.
Yeah, you can fit a rowboat in it, but it's not like it's a big span.
Yeah.
But there's a shadow being cast from each finger.
Okay. Yeah. Didn't he say something about the shadows last time?
Mm.
I think he did. So I'm gonna row and intentionally avoid the shadows.
How do you do that? Are you skilled with rowboating? Do you have that skill?
Nope.
Well, let's roll something then.
Cool. What would you like me to roll?
I think it's probably dexterity.
Dexterity. Can I sell you on athletics? Because I'm rowing.
No,
And
that
that
will
shit's
give you
hard.
speed. That will not give you maneuverability.
Huh.
Because athletics is power.
Yep. It sure is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but rowing
Yes.
involves a lot of power. I mean, have you rowed before?
Power is required to move.
Yeah, there
It
you
is
go.
not required
That one.
to steer.
Dexterity is my dump stat, so
Yep. There you go.
yeah, I'm
So-
way better at athletics.
Alrighty. Can I get a roll of a 1d4 from somebody?
Sure, I'll give you that since I rolled the
Anybody.
crap.
It doesn't matter. This is just
Another
this is
one.
just the AI.
There you go.
Um,
Another one.
All right.
Albrecht likes this not at all.
So as you're moving towards the mound and the fingers, the boat is jostling a bit. You're doing your best to steer it. Globrick, Siggy, and Bowie are all just constantly giving you directions. No, row that way. No, row this way. No,
makes
turn
sense.
it. You've got it upside down. You're using the wrong end. It's like it's completely making your brain numb,
What
and you
exactly
just
are you
row
doing?
right into one of the shadows of the thumb. As you do so, the shadows break apart, or that shadow breaks apart, just like the shadow you saw up at the top with the statue.
Mm-hmm.
As it breaks apart, it looks like many little bats of shadow fly away from this and immediately swarm toward you. And unless you would like to forfeit your turn in the initiative, let's roll initiative.
All right.
Oh, boy.
One more. Ooh. So, Glabrick, you see these shadows. I mean, it's very much like Batman Begins, where they break apart and start to swarm toward you. The only light you have at the moment is your dark vision, because you're special, but for everybody else's benefit, the blue cast from the lantern.
You're muted.
Are they coming towards us?
Yes, they're swarming at you. They're going to eat your soul.
That's unpleasant.
Globrek is going to go on a full defensive and scream and hide under under the seat of the boat.
Nice. Okay. So you dive under a seat in the rowboat. Siggy,
How
you
close are
see these dozens, at least, of bat-like shadows flittering through the air around you, getting
Am I
ready
able
to
to
do
reach
something
any?
horrible.
like 5 feet any?
Yeah, they're coming. They're all here. You
I'm gonna
went
swing
through
at
the
one.
shadow and they dispersed from your position to you.
Okay.
It was
I'm gonna
just
swing at one with my greatsword then.
swinging at one.
15?
Yep, that'll hit. So as they descend upon you, you pass through one with your sword, and just like before, the unfamiliar sensation of hitting a object but with no resistance washes over you. But your combat training keeps you in balance and ready to continue. The bat disperses into a puff of smoke, and then it gets nasty. 4 of them descend upon you, biting and missing. Does 15 hit? I don't remember.
No.
Oh. And very badly, just flying all around you like nonsense people. But we continue. We're going to give you one more because Glabrick is under the bench. So a 5th one even misses. Oh, Kaddish, sorry. We've got 5 for you. A 6. We're not rolling good tonight. A 3, an 11, a 6. My goodness. Can I quit yet? And I'm going to change this up a little bit here. And for you, my friend Bowie, there we go. We'll just put them all together there. We have, does a 15 also hit?
A 15 does not.
A 15 does not.
No.
Okay.
Does a 16 though? Because those are all +1s.
Oh yeah, they're all +1, right? Does a 16 hit?
16 doesn't hit.
Okay.
No.
So you got 2 20s. So you are going to lose 4. Wait for it. Constitution.
Oh man. Okay.
That lowers your max hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yep.
So that brings us to who I believe is Chris. You're next.
All right.
Bowie.
I'm gonna go
I
ahead.
feel the bat things pass through you. As they pass through you, they come out the other side of your chest cavity with a faint blue glow. As soon as they pass through you, they immediately start darting back towards the center of the hand palm mound thing, towards the lantern.
How many feet are they away right now?
They're all within range. They hit you, so you can hit them. There was 5 of them. 2 of them are blue. Oh.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna
they're
go ahead
flying.
and-
Would he know, or would that be obvious if Thunderwave, does that work on flying?
So
Or is it only in ground?
Thunderwave is technically a 15-foot cube centered on like you. So like you, it's like essentially a cone. So he can direct it wherever you want. So if you're playing in a 3-dimensional space, he could direct it straight up.
You can do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are the focal point of the blast, so it comes out from you. So in any direction.
All right. Gotcha. Okay. I was actually thinking of something more like an earthquake, which is dumb because that's not thunder. Continue.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and direct it towards, out of anger, towards the bat-like things, and shoot out my thunder wave. So.
All right. So they have to make a saving throw. I'm just going to roll. So 2 of them hit you and, like I said, immediately darted back towards the lantern. The other 3 are just buzzing around you. So your direction that you target this is going to affect what you can hit. You might be able to hit more if you just target a clump of them. But if
I'm
only
going to
hit
target
2,
a clump of them then.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got a 17 on that save,
Okay.
which should save. Okay.
All right. What do I need to hit right now?
Type
You don't-
in /R space 2d8.
Okay. I get 3D. Don't I get 3d8?
If you cast it at a higher level,
Yeah, I cast it at 2nd level.
then it's 3d8.
Okay. Yeah.
They take half on a save, I think.
So 6 damage to whatever that clump is, and they don't get knocked
Okay.
prone or knocked back.
Cool. So you actually hit 4 of them, and they all turn to dust, or smoke rather. One of them was one of the blue ones. So you get 2 of your 4 that you lost back.
Okay.
And that moves us to Kaddish, right? Is that who's next?
That is who's next. Me.
All right. So now it's up to you guys to keep the order because it's now too far on my screen.
I have it written down.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
You're
so
smart.
we've passed the shadow, right?
So yeah, you've moved through the shadow. You are 1 turn away from coming up upon the mound. And
Cool.
after your turn, I'll describe the mound.
I'm just gonna go ham on rowing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
okay.
I'm gonna try to get there right now.
Gotcha.
So
that's good. That's
if
good. So
if I need to
you
roll, I will. If not, we're gonna row to the island.
Sure. Yeah, actually, go ahead and give me that athletics roll now.
15.
Good. That's great. So you go into high gear. You push there. You actually feel the bottom of the boat hit the beginning of this mound, whatever this is. And as you do so, your focus shifts slightly from rowing and looking at bats flying around you to the mound, and you realize it is entirely made of skeleton. Of bones.
Cool. I don't even think I really register. I'm looking for the other glowing blue bat.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I mean it's flying above you.
Great. So if we beat it to the island, I like whack Globrick because I'm rowing, and I'm like, Globrick, that one, and I point to the blue one, and then
right.
it is Globrick's turn.
He's under a bench and you whack him, and there it's you.
Hit it!
Globrick produces a vial from his pouches, his bandolier full of various different glass bottles, and hucks it at the blue thing. I'm casting Frostbite, which he is going to make a save.
Con save.
On a fail, he'll take a d6 cold damage. Drats.
All right, he succeeded.
On a failed save, he takes a d6 cold damage and has a disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes for the end of its next turn.
But on a success.
Or, I'm sorry, right, of course. It doesn't say.
It's a cantrip, so they are save or suck.
Okay.
Yeah, if they succeed on a cantrip, there is no split damage.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, so it hits and kind of bursts, but somehow like the puff of cloud that you saw happen a couple times earlier, where it kind of encased it into a shell and then it disappeared, but then the frost fell. It puffs out like that, but the thing's out of the way already. So it's just like poof and then hasn't hit anything.
That brings us to Siggy's turn.
Is there anything still within 5 feet of me?
Yes, they're everywhere at this point. It's bad.
Gonna take a whack at another one, whatever's closest.
All right. So as they're darting in and out around you, I mean, it feels very much like you're in a swarm of bees or something, except bigger, and you just can't seem to get your bearings on any of these things. So they're gonna get angry with you now. And we're gonna change this up a little bit. There's a 22. So one of them flies through you. You feel it like actually hit the side of your head, and as it passes through, you have the worst brain freeze you've ever had. Your whole body just shivers and goes numb for a second as you lose 2 Constitution.
Can I, if it's gonna fly away, when it gets out of 5 feet, can we take a attack of opportunity on it?
No.
Okay.
There's another 20. Another 2. So that's not a nat. So you just lose 1. And an 18. Does that hit?
Yeah.
All right. You're down by 4. Does 16 hit?
Yeah. No. Wait. No. Sorry.
I didn't think so. I thought you had thicker armor. 17. Okay. And a 10. Okay. So you're down by 4 as they're just flying past you. All 3 of them that hit have this faint blue glow. I need you to roll now with your lowered Constitution. You guys are all on the bank of the mound of skeleton bones. Dobber, deceased people.
What are we rolling? You just said roll.
Siggy is rolling Constitution at her current rate, at her current whatever it is. 2. So the shiver is rolling through your body, and you are trying to control your body, but you're basically convulsing, and you fall out of the boat into a shadow of the pinky, and it bursts into more of these little things. But these look less like bats, and they look more like hornets. Who's next?
You.
Oh yeah, I was still going. All right, so I will do the condensing.
I mean, the bad things don't have to hurt us. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right, who wants the next round here? Globrick, you're up now. So these 4 are going to go for you. These are bats. So you've got an 18, a 15, a 19, and a 13.
They all hit.
So you lose 4 Constitution.
Ah!
Alrighty. Ow. Bowie, this is for you. That's a 12, a 14, a 6, and a 20. The 20 hits. So you lose 1.
All right.
Mike,
Yes.
I'm going to redo my calculation here, so it's not as dumb. There's a way to tell it to add the 2 each time, but I don't remember what that is. There's a 1, so one of them just misses.
It
Let me try this again.
should be this.
All right, so a 21, a 5, and a 4. So you get one hit there.
1 hits.
So you lose 1 more Constitution. And then now the Hornets are ready for the next round. So whoever is after the Hornets.
I think that's me.
It is.
I'm going to go ahead and swing with my rapier.
You guys are on the bank of the mound of skeletons too, by the way. So if you have anything else you're doing,
I'm going to go ahead and swing. It's,
okay. Yeah.
So
That'll hit. You hit 1. Are you going after a blue one?
yes, going after a blue one.
All right. So that one hits. This blue one poofs into dust. Has everyone's been hit at this point, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the amount of things flying around, it's impossible to tell who's were hit by who. So that is one of Globric's. So Globric, you get 1 of your Constitution back. Good job. Next.
Next up is
Cabbage.
me. Okay, so tell me. So I'm still in the boat because I was rowing.
Yeah.
What does this island look like? So the island is made out of bones. This blue floaty lantern. What is that? What's going on there?
It looks like a lantern. It has, the shape of like an iron kind of hexagon with 6 windows around the sides. The whole thing's just glowing out blue light.
How big is
I
this
assume
thing?
if you're asking about looking at that, you're going to look at everything else, right?
Yeah.
So on the inside of each finger, there is a carving. These carvings look familiar because they have a similar structure to the one you saw around the prison that you were in with the Phoenix. So in
a
that
similar structure or the same structure
it is a different symbol
on each one.
So each one has one. They're all different though.
Gotcha. Is there something on this mound? Is there a hole? Does it go in?
You don't see anything, no.
Cool. What is holding this lantern up?
What's holding it up?
And how big is the lantern?
The lantern is 18 inches, so I mean it's really big for a dauber. I mean it's like from your middle of your chest to the top of your head, but it appears to just be floating, like nothing is holding it up.
Interesting. Okay. Shoot.
Give me a Arcana roll.
I don't know magic. 3. That's an
3 is
appropriate
good.
roll.
3 is really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know magic things.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point it out to everyone that there's a symbol and remind them that Zerd told us that that symbol meant we couldn't cast a certain kind of spell in the castle. We need to destroy those symbols. And
Now
so
now there's 4 different symbols.
So I point out these symbols to the people, and then I take out the Abkhasis, and I'm going to carve those symbols in the Abkhasis.
You're gonna carve into the book?
Yeah, I did it with the first one.
Oh, how did I miss that?
It was a whole thing at the end when he said I asked if I could carve that into the thing because that's what the goblin said. He said the magic symbols are from the book.
Yeah, but I didn't think you put it in the stone book.
Yeah,
okay, I missed
they were
that.
blank pages, so I had to put them back in the book. That makes the most sense to me.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
That's really interesting though. Man. Okay. Cool. Okay. So you start working on the book. It's working. You're doing it. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
I don't have any ranged things, so I'm gonna do that while they can.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. So back to the top of the order.
That would be Globrick, who is now aware of the marks.
Yes, Globrick scrambles off the boat behind everybody and is scratching his beard and looking at these.
Yes, the arcane symbols I see. They're similar to the phoenix. Well, let me see what I can make of them.
And got a whatever is on.
Yeah. 14 is good. So you detect very faintly, and it's mostly it's a gut feeling. We're going to call it a gut intellect feeling because that's how it's linked. That there is a string of sorts, a magical connection between each symbol and the lantern.
There seems to be a string of some magical connection between these symbols and the lantern.
Well, break it.
How do you think we break it?
Ask the wizard.
That's why I'm asking him.
Oh, they're asking me.
I'm not a wizard.
6 seconds.
Grabbing. Does this lantern seem like it could detach from?
Do you grab? You grab at the lantern?
No.
You feel
I think
heat as you get closer.
I think I'm gonna use my action to attack these things since they're swarming at us though.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm gonna cast Frostbite again.
Okay. So I got to do a save, right? Dang it! I don't have the right thing copied into my clipboard. One moment. Someday I'll get really good at Roll20 and I'll do all the macros and stuff. But right now I just type stuff and have a clipboard full of things to put. That wasn't the right thing. Dang it. There you go. Oh yeah. So you hit one and it collides into another and 2 of them get smoked. They had a little shell of one is a hornet and one is a bat and it.
Yes, Globrick Park wins again.
He is the master of all the things.
Did you see that, Zerd?
Zerd's gone. He's like messing with the black tooth. Who's next?
That brings us
me.
to Siggy.
I'm going to try to smack the lantern over with my greatsword.
You're gonna smack the lantern. What?
I'm going to try and hit the lantern over with my greatsword.
Gotcha. Okay. Roll the hit. It's still. So isn't that like an automatic hit or something? Anyway, roll Constitution.
All right.
All right. So take half of that. 5 damage. As your sword collides into the thing, a blue flame bursts out from it, reverberating up your sword and into your hands, and for momentarily covering your whole body in blue flame. You take 5 damage.
That was a bad idea.
That did not seem to work.
I was told to pick it up or knock it over.
Yep.
Who told you that?
We love you. Did you do good?
Did the voices in your head say that, Siggy? No one said pick that up or knock it over, for the record.
No, nobody did. No.
That was entirely in your head.
What kind of dreams did you have the other night? Hearing things.
I said destroy the symbols.
And I said, how? And they said to pick the lantern up or move it.
Yeah, he did say destroy the symbols. I remember.
Yes, he did.
All right.
Oh,
So we're just going to go through the list as I got them here in front of me. So
you're up next.
Kadish, here comes your 4 bats.
That nat 20 hits and that 21 hits.
So there's 3 Constitution from you.
Okay.
And those 2 21s are Dexterity.
Oh, that's all me. Okay.
Yeah, those are you. So those are the Hornets.
Cool.
As the Hornets pass through you, you feel your body buzz as your nervous system temporarily goes into shock.
It buzzes when
and
the Hornets come by, really?
Then they pass through you and they come out the other side red.
Okay.
So, Globrick. We got a 22 and a 19 and maybe even a 13. Does that hit?
Yeah,
so
I'll
those are
let the
Constitution.
That's
Or
20.
What's your Constitution at right now?
A 9. Well, after -3, I'm at a 6.
Nice. So here comes the Hornets now. Oh, I don't think any of those hit.
And that one's a nat 1.
Yeah, but what does that mean for a metaphysical shadow hornet?
True.
Siggy.
All right.
We got a 22.
That'll
So you
hit.
lose 2 more Constitution. And at least 1 Dexterity.
Just 1 dex, it looks like.
And Bowie. You got 1 hit. Is that 17 hit? I don't remember. Yeah, it does. So you lose 2 Constitution. And then none on the Dexterity. The Hornets apparently you would think would be more dexterous, but they're not.
Okay.
So these swarms are still, even as much as they're missing you, you've got these cold shrieks of bats passing through you, causing you to just give you a headache, shivers, all that stuff. And then if you do get hit by the Hornets, you get this buzz in your your nervous system that's unbearable. Who got the worst of that this time? Was it Mike?
Probably me.
All right, give me a Constitution roll then at your current level.
Sure. 3.
Nice. So as this last round passes through you, your body seizes up and goes into convulsions, and you fall into the shadow of the index finger.
I mean, if it helps, I'm sitting in a boat.
You didn't get out of the boat yet?
I was carving in the book.
You're carving in the book.
I never got out of the boat. I said it. Since I'm still in the boat,
I'm
going to
give you
point.
that one. You fall into the water
Okay.
with the book in the water now. It's out of your hands.
Okay.
Oh.
You have to pick it back up.
That's fine.
It takes 8 actions.
Perfect. It is Bowie's turn.
Okay. So is he you're in the water now?
I'm flailing
He's
like
in
a
the
jackass in the water. I'm fine.
Okay, you're okay. All right, I'm gonna try to dispel magic at these symbols, or at least to try something.
All right. So you're going to cast it at the symbol.
Or maybe the flame. Maybe I should do the flame.
I'm not asking. I'm asking for clarity, not.
Yeah, I want to do it at the symbols. I want to. I'm trusting what Kadish is saying.
Okay.
You gotta
God
pick one of
forbid
them.
it would kill me.
So if you do a competing contest, I can't remember how that works.
So the way Dispel Magic works is if it is below a level 3 spell, it just works. If it's above a level 3 spell, he has to roll for it.
Yeah. So that's the question. So what's the above the level 3 thing?
The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So what
Gotcha.
level spell is this that's happening? And then he has to roll to beat that.
Okay. So yeah, roll your spell casting ability, which would be you're a bard, so that's wisdom, right?
Charisma.
Charisma, I meant. That's what I said. I said charisma with a W.
So just roll my charisma.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Plus with your pluses and all that. Wow, that's a really good roll.
Nice.
That's a really good roll. Okay, so you cast Dispel Magic, and it hits we're gonna say the middle finger. Is that the index? Yeah, the index finger.
That's right. I'm gonna hit that middle finger.
Which, well, I mean, it's the if you guys kind of came up on the thumb, then it's the most across, I think. So you hit that, and as you do, the light from the lantern goes out for a second, and you almost feel like as your spell magic hits the stone, like it eats the magic backwards from that point, shutting it off. But then you see that all of the symbols around the fingers relink. That's the only way you could think to describe it, and it comes back on. You believe your spell worked. It just didn't have it. After it was done, it was done, and then the thing came back on.
Okay. Well, I tried. So
good job. All right, that takes us back to the top, doesn't it?
Nope, it's me. I grab the book and I get back in the boat.
All right.
Step 1, get in boat with book. So that's my move action. Shit. Globrick, what do you have on you? Do you I imagine you as like the old lady from the labyrinth who's like, don't you need your flopsy wopsy? Right? That's what I imagine you as.
Yes, I think a backpack full of like all kinds of potions. It can be set up as like a podium stand to sell things out of. But yeah, it's just angling.
All right.
Potions.
Daryl, first question for you: how long is it going to take me to copy these symbols into the book?
It's going to take you way longer than a turn. So, I mean, let's say you've gotten one nice stroke done of the first symbol in your last turn.
Damn, this is like the fucking hardcore.
It's stone. And
marble?
It turns in 6 seconds.
Okay. Cool. I pull out my notebook and I write them down. That's my turn.
There you go.
I'll carve them later.
Yes. Sounds logical. Now we're back at the top of the order.
Okay. So the symbols, they're carved into the
fingers. Yep.
Into the fingers.
All right.
I am going to bust out either like my thieves' tools or my tinkerer's tools. Probably my tinkerer's tools, like a pick and a little hammer that I would use to tinker on some, gadgets and whatnot. And I'm just going to basically wreck these symbols by like drawing extra lines into the stone or whatnot in an attempt to mess up the symbol.
Give me a roll of whatever you would deem the right roll. I guess sleight of hand, kind of in that school of thought, because it's a hands dexterity kind of thing.
Can I use the tool proficiency?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Cool.
I mean, it's totally possible. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it was it's stone, so no big deal. Yes, you do it. As you start chipping away at the rock, you notice that the light from the lantern flickers, kind of like a fluorescent light that's not getting enough power. And then as you take a chunk out of the stone, it falls to the ground, tinks off of the skull of a former Dobber that's died many years past. The light goes out. You actually sense the energy that was connecting all 4 fingers kind of retract and then gone. And it's pitch black. You're the only one who can see.
Globrek is a genius.
I
the
said that.
Swarming thingies, you hear them buzzing still, but the buzz is getting quieter quickly. There's so whatever you've lost, it's still lost, by the way.
Nuts.
Can I light a lantern, or is that stretching
your own?
Yeah. So that everybody else can see.
Yep. Poof! You have a light. All right. So you turn your lantern on. You guys, like I said, see this mound of skeleton parts Your mind reels as you try to imagine the number of people who've come to this hand hoping to find some sort of fortune or some sort of story or solve a riddle that they didn't even know the question, but then found their life ending here. You're not sure if anyone else has realized these wards that were carved into the fingers were the actual spell being cast that caused the shadows to come to life, but you feel a sense of relief as well as a sense of dread. You hear the thunderclap again in the distance as you see the ship drawing closer.
I pull out. We're out of initiative, right? I assume
You were out of initiative, yes.
I pull out my notebook that has the original symbol in it and these new 4 symbols in it. None of them match, correct?
Correct. They are all unique.
Okay. And next to did I can't remember if you told us or it was in game. Do we know what the first symbol was? We as players
the
know.
symbol. What?
I know what the first symbol was. Do we as characters know? I don't remember if that was in game or out of game.
Oh shoot! I know.
The one on the prison was conjuration, but I don't know if we know that.
I think
Yeah.
the goblin told us.
I think so
Okay.
as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying
I
to
would have.
remember why I would have mentioned it if it wasn't part of the reason.
Yeah, I think the goblin. I think Zerd mentioned it. So I have that written next to that one, and then I show Globrick these symbols, and the one that was in the prison says conjuration next to it. Does this mean anything to you? He said that this one made it so that we couldn't cast this kind of spell, and this is the one that was on these. And he said that these are all the symbols that come from the Abkhasis, and they have to mean something else. And I'm showing him all of the symbols kind of in a row.
Fascinating.
Can I make some kind of roll about this?
Sure. It would be a kind of a language arts kind of knowledge based thing. I mean, Arcana could fall into that if that's your best option.
I have Arcana pretty well, so let's do that.
Yeah. They're not the same as that first symbol, that's for sure.
Okay.
I know nothing about these symbols. They're in some strange writing, but I fear the ship is approaching quickly, and we should not tarry.
Yeah,
Where are we gonna
I mean,
go?
you do definitely wonder about the idea that these symbols just seem to be on, right, until you broke the chain. Like, that's not normal magic. That's not typical D&D magic or whatever. So, you know, at least you got that.
That's underground Dobber magic.
Yes. Dobber mole magic.
You know what? Can I roll just like a straight up intelligence? I speak several languages, ironically.
Right, yeah.
So I should be able to read several. I know I don't speak Fennec, but if there is a
I
special
mean,
one.
fortunately, you don't need dexterity to.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, intelligence is also a dump stat for me, but an 11.
11. All right. So yeah, I mean, I guess you get a little bit of that same kind of vibe. Like, why? What's different about this magic that allows it to work just by kind of being linked?
Mm-hmm.
And if there is any, you know, you're trying to draw a connection to the first two that you saw, the bat and the hornet, with the physical stat that you lost, however you would describe that in real world terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And any schools of magic, you know, like what schools of magic are connected to dexterity and constitution? Is there any, you know, so you're just thinking through those things.
Right. Okay.
That's the best I can give you.
Okay, cool. That works. Yeah, I don't know what's next.
You mind if I take a look at the book?
It's empty except for what I put in it.
Let me look.
He holds it out to you. It is a massive stone book, so he's holding it.
All right. So yeah, it's a massive stone book. It's open. It's a carved, you've got the kind of the swooping page kind of shape on the top, and on the bottom you've got flat sides with a bump, which would make the spine. Carved into the spine is a oh my, sorry, fizzy water makes me burp. Carved into the spine is the abscessus, and carved into those two open pages are what Kaddish is carved into it.
Okay.
Ahoy there! A boat's just off the edge of the shore of this mound.
I'm sorry, we're in the middle of something?
Right. I kindly ask you to come aboard my ship. We have something to discuss. You've turned off my lights.
We're in the middle of a discussion?
We turned off your light. What do you mean turned off your light? Did you make this horrible thing?
Not I, but my master did. You be coming on the boat now, or you be dying soon. You choose.
Why does everyone keep saying we're going to die here?
I don't know.
If you turn your lantern towards the boat, you see a large black boat. The wood is old, but you can tell it's hard. Aged. The black is from years of mold that have seeped into the fibers of the wood. The sheets, or sails, as non-sailing folk would call them, are black, stained by years of underground muck and debris. Aboard, you see several humanoid creatures about the bow, moving around, one standing at the head, pointing. Around each of them, you see different shapes that don't look like what you would expect.
What if we turn the lantern off and then just run away? He can't see us.
Something tells me you might be a little off there, Kaddish. Just a little.
You have nowhere to run.
I was whispering. How good is your ear? Wow.
I feel like that was a natural thing for him to say, whether he heard you or not.
I'm impressed.
I'm sorry, sir, but that does not look like a very safe, canoe. So I'm gonna have to pass.
We will turn your light back on when we have completed our investigations of this hand thing. But for the moment, it was causing disastrous events with these bats and these wasps.
No, this light cannot. You've disturbed the king. He's not happy with you turning off his light.
How do you know?
Who is this king? Who is it?
I would tell you all about him, but you must come aboard the ship now, or I will bring you aboard forcibly.
I mean, this is a very small island. I don't think they can all.
There's ripples in the water that don't appear to be from the waves.
That sucks. Do you know where the blobby snakes are?
Ask him about aquatic ghosts.
Roll perception, Kaddish.
All right. 13.
13. All right. That will give you the opportunity to roll initiative.
Cool. -1, 17.
Sweet. That is not what I meant to roll. I'm going to roll that whole bunch of D20 things. 14. Okay. So in the Ripley thing, when you say, where's the blobby snakes at? A tentacle shoots out of the water at you with the intention of grabbing you. But you get to go first. What do you do?
Cool. I am going to attack the tentacle because I don't like that.
It's all like octopus style too.
Yeah, no.
Sucker cups and all that
stuff. No,
yeah.
It's getting sworded. Gotcha. For sure. 16 to sword.
16 to sword. All right, you swing towards it. The tentacle you just nick it a little bit. You feel the thick thick rubbery hide of this tentacle not quite get penetrated to your liking, but you can tell that you do take contact. 7 damage.
Yeah. Stupid.
It's still basically you basically hit into it and it just buckles a little bit, but keeps on its current trajectory.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Warlord's Favor on Siggy, which means you have advantage on attacking tentacle. As I go, Siggy! And I like just draw your attention to the tentacle. Yeah, that's
so there's to hit you. 18 will hit.
18 will in fact hit, just barely.
All right, give me a dexterity roll.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, saving throw.
18.
Even with your whatever you're currently at.
Yep.
Add -1. Okay, good. All right. So
19.
The tentacle wraps around you, but you somehow just pull out, and it like literally closes, but it closes up here.
Perfect.
And pulls back as if it was grabbing you, but doesn't have you. So everyone else can roll initiative if you'd like.
Guys, we could take a crack and it's fine.
There we go.
Do we get the sense that the
there we go, Chris? All right. So
are the pirates reacting to this Kraken thing? Are they freaking out, or are they like?
Yeah. So the silhouette of the voice that you assume is at the head of the ship there is now kind of pointing toward you, arm gesturing toward you. The tentacle that reached out and grabbed at Kaddish. What was his initiative? That was
so the order is Globrick, Kaddish. I'll put it in chat for you.
Why am I always going first?
You roll a 19.
Where am I at? I'm sorry.
I just posted it in chat. Technically Bowie is next.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So that was the attack. So his free action. Sorry, that's what I was trying to make sure I didn't skip out of order. So a creature steps up out of the water now. He has the head and upper torso of a large orc with the lower half of a octopus. Now you can go, Bowie.
Is that Thomas?
It's not Thomas.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not the octopus you met at Thomas's estate.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna swing. And
nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, you're gonna rapier at it. So the tentacles you can reach easily. If you want to move towards his body, you can get to it. I'm not gonna say you can't, but it's up to you because you have to be getting in the water if you're gonna do it.
I'm gonna go ahead and be a little brave and get close to the water so I can get close to his body. So.
All right. So as you come towards his body, his hulking figure leans over just so he can look down into your eyes as you swipe at him. You cut deeply into his side. You feel the weird fishy guts pass over your blade as the equivalent of fish whatever plasma runs out.
That's what you get for messing with my friend. You ugly thing.
You're going to die. That's you, Bowie. Siggy.
All right, I got you, Kaddish. And I go and I swing my sword. I'll go in the water as needed.
You go in the water.
You have advantage. You have advantage on that attack.
You step into the water and you land on a skull.
She has advantage on that attack from me.
Oh, you're right. Oh no! That's the best sort of like reverse something badness for me.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, let me roll that then.
All right. So you step into the water. You feel one of the skulls beneath your feet begin to roll out from under you. You fear you're going to fall, but somehow it puts your body in the exact perfect position. And what do? Tell me about this hit.
So I go straight to like cut him like towards the halfsies. I don't like these tentacles off the bottom of an orc, so I'm just going to dissecting.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. So yeah. You just cleave into him. He He doubles over.
Lord.
Blood spurts out of his mouth as whatever intestinal damage you do to him. And he roars in pain. At this time, 2 other creatures rise up out of the water and begin moving toward you.
Oh,
You've got one that looks like an orc with octopus bottom parts, as I've already described. This next one looks more like a bear with crab legs. And then another one that looks more like a wolf with a shark fin and shark teeth.
Good luck.
They're coming up out of the water.
Glabrick, hit him with your bombs.
I'm out, guys.
You have nowhere to go. We're on an island. We're on an island.
Surrender now.
Drinks invisibility potion and hides. It is my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your turn. You hear the voice from the ship. Surrender now.
All right. I'm going to use Ray of Sickness on the. I'll go for the wolf thing because I've got a fear of wolves now after the mega wolves struck us.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to.
Is it a hit to dexterity thing?
It is. For some reason, it's not outputting on the chat here, but it is. Yeah, a ranged spell attack.
Destroy the filthy tentacles.
So there's an orc, a bear, and a wolf. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Bear claw. It's a bear claw.
Wow. Daryl. Wow.
A wolf shark. All right, so I'm reading this now.
Yeah, sorry. I'm rolling the attack roll.
8.
Awful.
You blast your ray of sickness into the water. A little fish jumps out of the water and pukes, but it's not the one you were going for.
That was my spell for the day, guys. I'm out.
Perfect.
So far, we're having fun.
To
the fire.
What has been hit so far? The tentacles?
The tentacles.
And the tentacles is something else.
No. I'm sorry. That's not true. You hit a tentacle.
And Siggy hit a tentacle.
Siggy and Bowie both hit the stomach or the torso of the octopus.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I almost just skipped over that.
And the tentacles belong to something else. The one that tried to grab me.
No, they are the octopuses.
Oh, okay. Cool. Shut up. That was my home device. I'm also going to attack the octopus. They're gross and they creep me out.
Arr!
So 13 to hit octopus?
No.
Well,
you're going to swing at the octopus and he's not even going to have to dodge that.
Okay, rude. Yep, that's it then. That's it for me.
All right. The octopus raises his large, crabby claws, hands up, and crashes them together at you, Siggy. For a 13 and a 17. Does either one hit? The 17 hits?
Yeah, 17 hits.
So somehow the first one is too short, and then he hits you with the other one. I don't know. We'll be creative.
Yeah, one's the big claw and one's the little claw, and he misses with the little claw.
Right,
yeah.
11 damage.
Oof.
Siggy is a down pancake.
Woof.
Down pancake. As you get smacked by this large crab claw. Yeah. The shark the wolf lunges out of the water at the closest prey, which I believe is going to be Bowie.
Right.
The jaws open up, and it just seems to keep getting wider and wider until you imagine yourself in its jaws being swallowed. This thought of doom is unavoidable as your psyche is broken by the thought. Is that 14 hit?
No.
No.
Thank goodness, no. Oh,
It just closes right next to you. I am going to have you go ahead and roll a wisdom
great.
wisdom saving throw.
Ooh,
19.
crit.
You're good. There you
Whew.
go. The idea of what just happened is terrifying, and that's all I'm saying. But you're fine because you're Chrism. You're good. There you go. And now we have the bear claw. It charges up out of the water. The water splashes and froths around it as one of its forepaws comes forward to grab at you, Kadish.
Go for it.
With a nat 1, it
Super
grabs a hold
nat.
of one of the stone fingers and can't seem to figure out why it's not you.
Perfect.
Your turn, Bowie.
Stupid bear.
Okay, my turn. I'm gonna go ahead.
This is your last chance to surrender, Dobbers.
Are these your men? Are these this ugly looking thing I just cut? Is that yours?
That and many more. Are you an idiot?
I might be. I have been hanging around Kaddish a lot. But
Huh?
Who's Kadish?
nothing, buddy. You're doing great. You're
Hi,
doing great.
Kaddish.
Wink, wink. You know. Yes. What? So you got plenty more, huh? Okay. Oh boy.
We're gonna clear you off the island either one way or another.
Is there any way from my distance that I can try to charm whoever it is that I've been talking to?
You can't.
What's the range? I don't remember.
You can't charm a hostile creature.
Nuts.
Right. Yeah, charm. Not. Yeah, this isn't like Crown of Madness or whatever.
Unfortunately, it is a non. It's really a non-combat spell.
Okay. So it's either fight or flight right now. Okay.
Or talk. You can charm
Okay,
without
so-
using the spell.
Okay.
Not that I'm
Let me get
suggesting.
this straight. If we get on your boat, these ugly mugs won't hurt us anymore. Is that correct?
For a moment, yeah.
For the moment,
Yeah. I will
For the
stay
moment, I
their
will slice
hands.
your throat, but I'm taking you at your word.
Hold! The bear claw is still pulling at the stone finger, and he kind of looks back.
Bowie,
And
I'm
they all
not the
see this.
smartest Dobber, but for the moment implies that they're going to attack us later.
They might attack us later, but I'd rather be alive than dead right now.
But then we'll be just dead later.
That's if we can't find a way off the boat.
We're already off the boat.
Well, off their boat. I don't know. I'm a little concerned. I'm not doing too well, and if you haven't noticed, I don't really have much magic left.
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, you're
All
fine?
right, Ziggy, we're gonna. After all that talking, we're gonna move on to the next turn. You get to roll a saving throw, don't you? That's a fail, right?
Well, unless Bowie heals her.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use Healing Word. So, let's see.
All right.
Because that is a
We cast
bonus
it at
action.
level 2.
Yeah, that's fine. So you got it.
What's that?
D4 plus your spellcasting modifier.
So 2d4 plus your spell cast.
All right, roll 2d4. Plus my what?
Plus charisma.
Plus
Yeah.
charisma? Nice. Okay, plus charisma, which is 5.
Should be 3.
Should be 3?
Mm-hmm. Your charisma
Yeah,
save
not
is
your
5.
charisma save, just your charisma modifier.
Okay, so 3. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, cool. There you go. You got a 6 back. Ziggy, you
Almost
Your-
back
your
up to
head-
half.
flashes up out of the water and you gasp for breath. The octopus is
Diggy, I'm going to advise that we just get on the boat so that we
come
move
with me.
safe.
Hey, not to be racist, but do you know Thomas?
They all do look alike. But
So, yeah, if this was The Princess Bride, now Andre the Giant would bop you on the head so that you would stop talking.
I've only ever seen 2 octopuses, and one's name's Thomas.
The other one, it wasn't Thomas. Thomas was the different. There were 2 people. One was the octopus, and one was a dauber.
Yeah, I know, and I saw
Maybe.
I saw through the Dobbers illusion, and he had crab claws. So
Yeah,
I'm making the jump that he's an octopus too. I mean, the
You've
only
seen
other
3 then.
yeah,
By
well,
that
that's
logic.
fair.
Gilfrey was the octopus.
Yeah,
Yeah, Gilfried was the one in his thing. Anyway,
yeah. He
All
asked.
right, so-
He just straight up asked, "Do you know Thomas?"
yeah, no, he does. No one answers.
Okay.
So you guys are now on the ship. You've been escorted to the ship. You end up getting in a little boat, and they take you up there and haul you up on the ship. And after a few moments, you are presented to the guy I shared in the thingy Discord. I'm good
Oh,
at this. Yeah, so that. Hey, so you figured out the puzzle of the Hand of Doom.
Sure.
Well, at least part of it. I won't tell you all the details. We're going to have to fix that now, and you've noticed it while you were being escorted that they actually have some people over there trying to recarve it, as far as you can tell. At least that's your guess, right? You are in a bit of a kind of a holding cell. You have bars in front of you. You have Barnacle Billy in front of you. I want to open that up so I can at least look at it. Because why don't I have Discord open anymore?
I posted it in the chat as well.
Oh, good job. There you go. So, right. So what you see before you looks like a dauber. He is very, very pale. His skin color, somewhat maybe albino, if you will. He has an octopus on his head. It does appear to be the skin of an octopus. It's not a living octopus. It's got that similar kind of vibe as, like a mountain man who's got a bear, hood with cape or whatever. So, but it's an octopus. He has a cape that is also a, wow, I'm going completely blank today, guys. Thanks for playing. Stingray, a devil ray. So, the stingrays that have the 2 front little hooks that come around. And those hooks actually go around like in front of his chest, and then the wings go back over his back, and you actually have this stinger sticking out behind him. His arms are armored in crab shells. Some of his hands and kind of along the skin of his arms and his legs, you actually see barnacles. Aye. This is my ship. It's called Blacktooth, and I am Barnacle Billy. Thank you for coming aboard. You're lucky that my master did not have me kill you right off the bat, but he's curious what brought you to his island.
Where is your master? What? Can we meet with him? No offense, you.
No, you cannot. He does not meet with anyone but me.
Who is he?
He is Skyrak. He is the Silent King. He is the light and the darkness. He is the first of the first light. He is your lord.
That's incorrect.
I've never
but
heard of that guy.
That's okay.
I don't exactly have a lord, so I don't really know much about this one. So
You fool of a toque. Fool. Sorry, that just came. Yeah, I'm a mood spoiler. You don't have to believe in him for him to be true.
I'm not saying he doesn't exist. I'm just saying he's not my lord, nor is he the father of all fathers or whatnot. That's made up.
It matters not to me. He also noticed he is holding a spear that's got a number of wards carved into it. They have a similar style as the ones you've seen on other things. Ones that seem to be significant to the story so far. He has one in his hands and one strapped to his back.
Can you tell me what exactly is that on your weapon there? That those symbols. What do they mean?
Oh, this is the spears of Skagerrak. They were passed down many generations to me, and they signify my allegiance to him.
So
these words are
this imaginary person.
Far beyond your understanding.
Huh.
But I assure you, if you were pierced by this weapon, you would not exist.
I'm pretty sure if I pierced you, you wouldn't exist either. You might be dead on the ground.
I doubt you could. First of all, you're locked up. You can't get past those bars.
That's what they told us the last time with the Phoenix.
I'll let you think for a little while. But when I come back, be prepared to answer why you've come.
Oh, you don't have to go anywhere.
Okay, so why? Why are you here?
Because we found the Abkhasis, and we wanted to follow the rest of the path. And it led to the hand thing, and now we need the blobby snakes.
You.
Obviously.
You who are nothing have the Abkhasis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you not search these fools? Of course they didn't. You're just, locked up by mindless, weird monster things.
I mean, if they're as smart as you, I'm doubting they did.
Yeah, we've seen lots of those symbols. The Phoenix have one. There's one on the hands. They're all over the place.
Here in the Black Sea, there are many.
Yeah, I wrote them all down.
Traces.
See? And I hold up my notebook.
You hold up your notebook. That's just what's on the fingers. You were there.
Yeah, and that one's the Fennec town.
You have nothing.
Anyway,
nothing.
We need to go to the Blob
You're
Rocks.
a fool.
Can we go there?
What?
The Blob Rocks? Can we go to that? With the snake? Globberg, I need the map. Do you have the map?
Oh, yes, of course. The map. Yes. Let me produce the map then.
Thank you. If it's a place we're going to go, Globberg can get us there. Yeah, this place right here. So we found the book, and then we found, I think the goblin called it a dock. And then we found the hand, and now we need the blobby snake rocks.
Yes, you see, we're trying to save the world above ground from a terrible curse.
Yes, I see you. You think you want to see Alina. Well, I don't think you know what you're doing.
I don't know what that means.
Clearly, you're just grasping at straws, seeking the unfindable, wishing to know the unknowable. I will speak with the king and let you know what your fate is in the morning.
Can you tell him? Hold on, Bowie. What was that thing that Rose said?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. Et
Lucena Afere Philem Abkhasis.
Yeah. At Lucena.
Can you tell him that?
Yeah, I'll try to remember that one.
So does Kaddish whisper that to Bowie, or do you want Bowie to roll his intelligence to remember it?
I mean, I wrote it down, so I...
You can say it then. I mean, your character...
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't know, I will... I'll kind of like whisper to him. Can you tell him the thing?
Yeah, yes. Hold on there, whatever you are. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Et Lucena Afere Finalem Abkhasis.
Well, where did you hear that?
That's why we're here.
I heard it from my friend. She drank some water. It was enchanted of some sort of dark magic, and she started speaking those words. And the water, it seems that the water above us, up above, has been tainted by this dark magic.
So give me a insight roll. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry. Insight.
All right, insight.
Can we all do that?
Whoever wants to, I don't care. If you feel insightful, if you're paying attention at all to the
I
guy
probably don't.
who's talking to you, you can roll.
With my +4, I don't see
With
shit.
your +4. All right. So
See
anyway, you guys, even if Globrick rolls, you guys notice that he gets visibly upset after hearing this.
Did you eat something wrong?
And then he leaves. So you're, like I said, you're in the hold, which is the under part of the ship. You're in a cell. You're all together. You have your stuff. Apparently no one cares. But it's like sectioned rooms in this hold, right? So he gets upset when he hears this. Where did you hear that? And you repeat it and tell him about the water. And then he just leaves and slams the door behind him. And now you guys are alone in the dark again. And the ship is rocking. You have that nice, familiar sensation of wanting to puke.
Well, now it's going to take 4 times as long to break out.
Oh, excellent. So we're all locked.
All of you guys like
row, row, row your boat gently. Don't puke, Kaddish.
Okay, well, I got us this far. Now what?
Well, I'm going to at least give that 10 roll of an insight a fair chance of... You think he was in... He feels betrayed.
It seems like somebody had made him upset, like we weren't supposed to know those words or something. He definitely seemed a little what's the word? Tiffed.
Ah,
So-
yes.
Yes, they're in jail, Laura Bones. In the hold of the Black Tooth.
Can you talk to him? I mean, when he comes back, Bowie.
Sure, I'll try to talk to him. Maybe I can try to charm him. Who knows? Maybe that will do something. Or I could throw a little persuasion his way to at least give us some more information.
Perhaps I could pick this lock and we could swim away. With me on one of your backs, of course.
Maybe it'd be best for us to
Pop-up
rest.
stand of goods and stuff. Anyway,
I have a big stone book.
We're prisoners.
you're
Okay.
heavy.
Yes, we are prisoners again. That's right, but it could be worse. It could be.
I'm an
You
upstanding.
could be dead. You could be dead.
Very true, actually.
And at least you're not. So maybe we should get some rest so we can get a little bit better. I don't know.
I'm not a very good swimmer.
Here, Siggy, I have concocted this potion for you. Have a sip. It will help make you feel better, I think. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
I just wanted to be stated for the record, I didn't get us thrown in jail this time.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree.
4 hit points.
Oh, I'm almost
Great
full
roll.
now. Look at me go. Full 10 hit points.
10?
How are you almost at full with 10 hit points? What's happening?
Because I lost a lot of con.
Oh shit, that's fair.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I lost good solid hit points.
Okay.
The door opens and inducts your favorite octopus. He now has some bandages wrapped around his torso.
Oh, the one that I sliced at.
Yeah.
The one that both you and Siggy crit on.
Cap.
Have you
Captain
come in here to cry a little bit
Live.
about your wounds that I gave you?
How you feeling, buddy?
Captain says you're to live, but I.
What was that again? I can't hear you. Can you speak a little closer? Let me get a little knife in.
I don't always listen to the captain.
Do you know
Bring
Thomas?
your head closer to the bars.
Do you know Thomas?
There's no Thomas on this ship.
No, he's not. He's upstairs.
There's no Thomas on the upper decks.
No, he's upstairs.
Up.
Above ground. Above the big stairs.
The ones that,
I just want to know who of you wants to die first.
who? I don't think any of us want to die. I think it might be best for you to think there's one of you and 4 of us, and we may be in cages, but I'm pretty sure I could still get a stab at you.
One of his tentacles wraps around your neck.
Ew.
Oh,
You're kind of slimy.
Yeah, it's slimy. He's not really attacking you, but
is that how you try to kiss people?
Do you want to die first? Because I seem to remember you attacking me.
I'm glad you remembered that. Because if you don't unhand me right now, I will cut you through. I swear it.
Okay,
Oh,
but
that's not the right roll. You want to roll intimidation, not persuasion.
Intimidation? Okay. I swear it.
Oh, even better.
Wow.
The question is, do you want to die right now? Or do you want to die later? I have nothing to lose.
You're lucky, the captain says. You should live. He
And you're lucky you're going to walk away right
back
now.
and leaves.
he's a mean octopus. I don't like him.
No, we have to get out of here. We're doomed.
I'm
Did
impressed.
my internet
Bowie.
just go out because you guys are not moving? Dang it!
That's you. You're still here. We can hear you though. I'm impressed, Bowie. That was pretty good.
I still had my rapier. Those idiots didn't take anything. So
That's not very smart. How did he become in charge of people?
I don't know.
Weird.
Maybe because they're good at making Dobber pancakes.
I got nothing, guys. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We can hear you, and you're still moving.
You're good. You're good.
Don't know if I should try to reconnect or something.
Oh,
Oh, I think now he's frozen. Well,
Oh, yep.
now he's gone forever.
okay. What? So maybe we should try to at least get some rest. I don't know, but at least we have our weapons in case we need to fight in flight. Blobbert, could you do maybe some lock picking on your lock, just to get started? In
Yes,
case we have to react.
of course.
Do you have any of those bombs? Not the lotion, Kaddish, but bombs, like explosives.
But I would rather not open one of these doors until we're ready to escape. In earnest, so otherwise they might notice.
Yeah, where are we going to go?
Anywhere but here. They're gonna kill us.
Well,
He
yes.
does make a point.
Yes, that's a solid point.
Yeah, but we can't swim.
Exactly.
But hopefully there's a boat that we can get on other than this giant boat.
I have a bad feeling that any boat we get on, their boat's going to be faster.
And bigger.
And potentially more weapony. They've got tentacles.
Ooh, weapon boat.
Nee. I have no tentacles. I don't know about you.
I don't have any tentacles either.
No.
We need Thomas.
Glauber, do you have tentacles?
Yes, but they don't move very much since they've been severed from whatever they came from. You see, they make great alchemical potion substances, but I fear they might not be helpful to us.
Currently, they're in a jar.
Yes,
So
you see
we are
in this
back
green
on, right?
liquid.
I'm here. We're good.
You're good.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah. So was someone going to do a lockpick attempt, or is that
No, we've been discussing what to do.
okay? All right, so you guys are in a cell, and you are in charge of you.
I think the general consensus is we have to hang out. We have nowhere to go.
Okay, yeah. So time passes. You feel the sway of the boat. You feel your stomachs churn as you long for food and water. You do have enough rations to at least get by, but it is slim pickings.
I can make water with my alchemy jug, so I can make, I think, 8 gallons.
Okay, that's good.
This is the most useful ability that I think I have, is this alchemy jug.
Yeah, I know.
You just make beer
You're
and water.
bribing
at all
people
times.
and keeping you alive.
Yes, I can make 8 gallons.
How much
all
time
right.
is passing? Just for the interest of those of us who lost a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You feel the boat continue to move through the water, and eventually the feeling changes a little bit as you are churning through waves and whoosh, then it gets more calm. There's still a little bit of a sway until you feel a and the whole boat shifts for a second. You, being fairly athletic and young, don't fall, but you do feel like you might lose your footing from this sudden jerk.
How many days has passed?
The boat is no longer moving as it's now in some sort of solid location. You hear the door creak open and your octopus friend comes in, rather.
The one that I cut.
Yep, it's him.
Okay.
He comes, his one hand that's not clawed, holding a large scimitar, the other hand still being clawed, clicking.
Did you come back to die?
Keep your mouth shut, Dobber. I come to take you aboard, or up top.
Oh, back
So
up top
you
to
speak.
home?
You may speak with the captain.
With
Up top on the top deck, you fools.
We're going to speak with the cabin?
Captain.
Oh.
No more than 2 days? You're not really sure.
I'm asking for recovery of hit point of
Oh, right. Yeah,
negative
that's important.
things.
Yeah.
Yep. So one per day
Okay.
of your choice, not both, if you have multiple stats down.
Mm.
1 per day. Okay.
How many
2
days passed, though? 2 days?
2.
Okay.
Also, everyone is going to have to take 1 level of exhaustion, though. Even if you tried to sleep, even if you had fancy magic water from Globrick, even if you consider yourself to be strong, it's a rough time, this last 5 days. All right, so he escorts you up the stairs, up to the middle deck, up to the top deck. If you guys have anything you're going to do, interrupt. Otherwise, you come up to the top deck.
Is there any chance that I could try a sleight of hand to just kind of cut him a little bit more? Just kind
That's
of
not
take
a
that
sleight of
poison in
hand.
the wound?
Because if you're successful, that means you hit him, and that's not sleight of hand anymore. It's combat.
That's true. Maybe I just talk trash to him then. Basically, just say, "Oh, look, it's a little octopus. Just can't even do any damage to me. Have to take me to your captain, don't you?"
I think I'm going to pull some stones or pennies or something from my pocket, and I'm going to use magical tinkering to infuse them with a recorded message that is played by the first person who touches them, and then as we're like being led up to the top deck of the ship, just like surreptitiously hurl them off the ship towards, if there is civilization. This is assuming that there are that we're at a dock and there's like a city or something. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hurling. I think I can do this 3 times. So I'm just whispering like, we need help protection aboard this ship. Rescue us, please.
All right. So you whisper this message into it while let's say you're passing through the middle deck. The middle deck is where like all of the cots and stuff are for the other crew members. It's where the kitchen is. It's where the food is kept. If you had any boat knowledge at all, what you do see would give you enough information to know that on the far side, not anywhere near where you are being led, is where all the combustibles are. So while you're kind of passing through that area and you're getting a few sneers from pirate crew members, you're going up the stairs. You've whispered those messages into the coins, and you get up to the top deck. At the top, you see Barnacle Billy. I see you didn't decide to die on me. That's very well. We have a prison for you here where you won't be taking food from my stores. And you come up onto the deck. There's a faint light coming from a city that's where you are docked. This city is strangely familiar. It has the feel of a Dobber city. You have these kind of adobe houses built into the bases of... Wait, those aren't trees. Those are sort of strange rock structures. Yep, you're still underground. The hope that your imagination played with you for a moment passes. Barnacle Billy leans out and waves to the crowd, and Dobbers start shouting. All these Dobbers are dressed in various forms of fish parts, whether they've got a crab on their head or they've got a large fish kind of wrapped around an eel scarf, whatever it is. And they all go, "Aye!" Barnacle Billy says, "We've found some topsiders for ya." And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
God damn. All right. Well.
Globrick drops the pennies back into his pocket.
Wow. Well, that was a hell of a something. We lived somehow. Most of us lived most of the time. That was another episode of the Dobbers, the Silent King. Shit's getting real, guys. That was super fun. So let's go around, do our introductions. We'll get the hell out of here so that everyone can go about their day, and we will see you guys next week for more Dobbers. So we'll start with Mac. Mac, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Hoffman. You can find me in a couple of different places online. Mainly, I'm found as the Meeple Street, so Twitter, Facebook, and www.themeeplestreet.com. That is where I do my reviews and all kinds of board gaming discussion. A lot of it's focused around education. I am a teacher in my own life, so a lot of it comes from what can you use in the classroom. When I'm not on those places, on Instagram, I am Mako the Meeple. And that's where I post daily and kind of interact with people in general.
Hell yeah. Let's jump over to Chris. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm Chris. I'm the charity board gamer. I do board game reviews, charity interviews, and get involved with a lot of charities. And you can find me at Charity Board Gamer on Instagram. And then on Facebook, it's Family Game Night in WV. That's where I do a lot of my events. So
sweet. We'll toss it over to Keith. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I am Globrick Purg. You can find me at Cedar Brook.
Globrick's Goods.
The Grand Alchemy Lab.
No, I'm Keith. You can find me at Material Components or at M Components on Twitter. And I run an after-school program here in Nashville, Tennessee, teaching kids tabletop role-playing games, positive morality, using a Powered by the Apocalypse system of our own creation. So if you're curious to hear more about that, check us out. Also, The Heroes Guild is the name of the organization and the game itself, so you can check it out at theheroesguild.com.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, our GM, Daryl. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I am the Octopus, inspired by Globrick. Anyway, I am Splattered Ink. That is splattered with an S and ink with an I. and a K and all the other letters that make up that word. You can find me on the internet at those locations, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or website or whatever. I am an illustrator, board game designer. There is a board game that's recently been published called Freshwater Fly. It's sold out at 2 booths at Essen, one in the German booth and the English booth. And it's now going to be carried by Cabela's, which is crazy if you guys know about sporting goods stores. So I'm the artist for that game. I'm also designed and created the Dobbers. I'm going to be at PAX if you want to learn about PAX U, that is, if you want to learn about the Dobbers or any of the other work I'm doing, like maps for Nerdarchy or whatever. Come find me. Just at me on the socials, and I won't be hard to find. So I'll be doing a couple signings and stuff for some other products there. So it'll be fun. But Dobbers, I appreciate you guys being here, each of you. You all add so much more to the world than I could by myself. I need living souls to make it real, and I appreciate you all. So thank you, and let's keep dobbing.
Fantastic. Yeah, a bunch of us here on this cast and on several other casts will also be at PAX. So if you guys want to see us, tweet at us on the Twitters and all that fun stuff. We'll do like a little meetup and somewhere. But I'll be talking about that more as it gets closer. That being said, if you guys want to support the channel, please go check us out on Patreon. That's the best way to do that. And if you want to join the conversation, see some dope art from Daryl, and talk about Dobbers, please join us over in the Discord. Links for those down below. We're going to get the hell out of here. So see you guys later. From all of us to you guys. Bye-bye.
Peace.